and welcome to this week's video. Carrying on the theme I've had during the last couple of videos, this week I am looking at another one of the attitudinal foundations of mindfulness, and this week I'm looking at generosity. Now, in these videos, I'm not only explaining how the attitude relates to mindfulness, but also how it can be related to Qigong. And I will admit that this one, when I first thought about it, I thought, that's going to be a bit difficult. There are some that's very easy to get you to focus on during your Qigong practice. But I suddenly realised that the answer lies in a mantra that I use so often. The opposite of generosity can sometimes be seen as selfishness. And I have a mantra that I use so often with people who have health issues, which is self-care is never selfish. And that's the aspect of generosity that I think can best be applied to allowing yourself time to do something that you know is going to be beneficial for you. Okay, in this case, you're going to be spending about half an hour listening to me pontificate and doing some gentle movements and doing a bit of meditation, all of which is very helpful, I hope. But the important thing isn't what you do once a week with me, it's what you do on the days in between. And what I want you to take from this is the concept that you can be generous to yourself. You can allow yourself time to meet your needs. Being generous to yourself, and let's go back to another concept of mine, the L'Oreal moment, doing something for yourself for no other reason than you're worth it. Needn't mean, spending hundreds of pounds on yourself and taking yourself off to a spa for a weekend. It can just mean taking 5 minutes away from your responsibilities, from caring duties, from work, from kids, if they're all screaming at you, to just take 5 minutes, because, 5 minutes isn't anything too horrendous, really. To take 5 minutes to just take time out for yourself. If you've only got 5 minutes, then can I remind you about a 30-day challenge I set right at the beginning of September with the 3 separate phases, 1 minute each. 1 minute turning from the waist, 1 minute doing the opening Qigong move, and 1 minute just sitting and breathing. 3 minutes. By allowing yourself time to do that, you are being generous to yourself. And I hope that as you watch this video with me, you can keep that idea of, I'm being generous to myself because I deserve it, as we go through this very short time of mindfulness. Okay, so having said that, we'll bow in. So feet together, left hand palm up, right hand palm down, and bow. Then step out into your nice, good side-by-side stance. I'm going to move forward a little bit. I know you won't be able to see my feet, but I'll have a bit more room. Step out with your feet about hip width apart. Relax your knees. Engage your core abdominal muscles, get your back straight, get your neck straight, but as you get your neck straight, remember to tuck your chin in. If you're seated, do everything except obviously you're not going to be gently relaxing your knees because your knees are going to be bent from seated, but try and make sure that you're seated in a way that leaves your joints as open. You don't want to have your joints very closed up. All the angles should be round about 90 degrees. Or maybe a little over if that's possible. So, take some time, get yourself into your good stance, Allow your hands to hang gently down by your sides, or if you're seated, you may find it more comfortable to have them on your lap, but just get yourself into a position that's comfortable for you. Then I want you to just close your eyes and just breathe. Just breathe. Remind yourself that you're doing this for you because your health needs matter. Remind yourself that you're worth it. And maybe use your breath to tune into your body. Maybe there's part of your body that's sending you loud signals of distress this morning. If that's the case, just adjust your position. Whether you're seated or standing, just adjust your position so that it's not causing you pain or discomfort. Just a reminder, nothing you do during the movement phase of this should cause you any pain or discomfort. If it does, just dial it down so that you're working well within your own capacity. This isn't about doing things perfectly, it's about doing things perfectly for you while you're being mindful of what your body needs. Maybe take a moment to decide how you'd really like to feel at the end of this session. And maybe keep that in your mind. And then I'd like you to imagine that you're sitting or standing in a huge lift. It's really luxurious, it's huge. You feel totally safe. It's got carpets on the floor and it's got glass walls that look out over the most beautiful countryside. Maybe you wander over to the windows to get a better look, and as you do, you just find yourself feeling so relaxed and so calm. And then when you're ready, with every out breath, can you just imagine that lift gently floating down floor by floor until it reaches the ground? Allow your body to be loose and light. If your hands are hanging down by your sides, maybe imagine all the weight draining out of them, so that your hands become really loose and light as a feather and able to respond to the tiniest movement of your body. And then when you're ready, gently turn your hands so that the palms are facing backwards. And then with your next in-breath, just slowly allow your arms to float out in front of you. And as you breathe out, just allow them to sink all the way back down. Find your own breath and your own rhythm. Only move your arms as far as you can manage in one gentle, easy breath. Only move your arms as far as they're happy to go. Be aware of your shoulders. Don't push things. This isn't about pushing your limits. It's about knowing your limits and working well within them. So as you breathe in, your arms slowly float up. As you breathe out, they gently sink back down. Just allowing everything to flow from the breath. Because if you can breathe, you can do it. And then we'll do this move twice more. And the second move is all about your chest, so it starts the same. Then with the expansion of your chest and lungs, your hands gently drift out, and then as you breathe out, they float back in and back down. Again, be guided by your breath. Really be aware of the expansion of your chest and lungs. And if you can only make a small move because you have a small breath, that's fantastic. Small is beautiful in Tai Chi. As long as it's working with your body and with your breath. If you have a big breath and can make a big move, that's also fantastic. And we'll do this move twice more. As you breathe out, just relax and let go. And with your next in-breath, raise your arms up as we get ready to paint rainbows. So as you breathe out, shift your weight slightly to the left-hand side, sink slightly on your left, and allow your right arm to uncurl to balance everything so you stay upright. And as you breathe in, everything comes back to the middle. If you're seated, you can raise the heel on the side that you're moving the arm instead. We'll do one more move on each side. As you breathe in, your hands meet at the top. Turn your palms out, and as you breathe out, allow your hands to gently sweep all the way down by your sides. And as you breathe in, just allow your hands to float up. It's maybe sometimes called parting the clouds. So maybe you can imagine as you breathe out, you're pushing away clouds that surround you. Maybe get rid of thoughts and feelings that you don't really want. As you breathe out, allow your hands to sweep all the way down by your side. And on the in-breath, just allow your hands to float up. And then for the last time, as you breathe out, allow your hands to gently sweep down. Bring your hands to rest in front of your abdomen, ready to balance your chi. And then as you breathe in, imagine you're feeling around that small ball, and as you breathe out, imagine you're pushing that ball underwater. I'll do this move twice more. And as you breathe out, allow your hands to gently come to rest in front of your abdomen or on your lap if you're seated. Just for a moment, just sit or stand. Just gently breathing and just allowing everything to settle back to where it should be. And then get yourself into position, ready for the meditation. So, as you're getting yourself settled down, just a few reminders about mindfulness. Mindfulness meditation, well, meditation is only one mindfulness technique, Qigong is another. But mindfulness meditation is not about trying to clear your mind. It's about noticing what your mind is doing. And it's about realizing that you can choose where to put your awareness. And if you're thinking something that's making you feel bad, realizing that you can actually actively bring your mind to think about something else and allow that thought to go. Because our minds are brilliant at trying to think about an awful lot of things that really make us feel absolutely dreadful. And that is the root cause of stress. So, for the next few minutes, we're going to be doing mindfulness meditation. I haven't got my singing bowl with me today. So, we're going to be starting in a different way. Change is as good as a rest. And what I'm going to be doing today is a thing called a metta meditation, which is very much focused on self-care. So it fits very much with the generosity aspect of mindfulness that we're looking at today. So I hope you've had a chance to get yourself settled down, and whether you're sitting, lying or standing, I want you to make sure that you're comfortable. If you're lying, maybe you might need something light to cover you, but just make sure that you're completely comfortable. If you're sitting and you've got a back on your chair, can you maybe try to just keep your back away from the back of the chair so that you're, while you're relaxed, your back is straight, and you kind of got a slightly awake and dignified posture. But again, you've got to be in a position that works for you. So as you're getting settled, be aware of any pain or discomfort that you may have in your body. Just a reminder, I have hip osteoarthritis, so I quite frequently get signals. Just make sure that you're in a position that's comfortable for you. Close your eyes if it helps, but you don't have to close your eyes for a mindfulness meditation. And I want you, first of all, to put your awareness into where your body is touching the bed or the chair or the stool or wherever you are. Focus your awareness on where that contact is happening, even if it's only a small area. Be aware of the different textures that you've got. Be aware of the support that you're getting from wherever it is that your body is resting right now. And maybe just imagine that gravity's pulling at you a little harder than normal. So you relax and sink a little further in. And as you do that, maybe just allow your shoulders to relax a little bit more. We carry a lot of tension in our shoulders. Just allow them to just relax. And as you rest there in awareness, be aware of any sounds reaching your ears. But notice how they come and go, and that you can choose to pay attention to them or not. Just note what's happening right close into you, right into your body. Don't go reaching your senses out. And then I want you to bring your awareness inside. And can you focus your awareness onto your breathing? Can you just notice how the natural rhythm of your breathing happens without you really thinking about it? It's all happening automatically. And that's why we don't often notice our breathing, but can you notice it now? Can you notice the gentle rhythm of your breathing? And maybe notice what sensations you are aware of in each breath. Can you maybe be aware of what it is that you sense as the in-breath begins, and where do you feel it? Maybe just for a few breaths, just focus on that in-breath. Become aware of the extent of your awareness of that in-breath. And then do the same with the out-breath. What do you feel and where do you feel it when the out-breath begins? What signal do you get that tells you, oh, I'm starting to breathe out now? Be curious. Be curious about all the sensations that you have. And you'll probably all be aware of different things. Maybe some of you will be most aware of the air moving in and out of your nose and throat. Some of you will be very aware of muscles moving in different parts of you. Well, that's okay. Just let your attention rest with whatever comes most strongly to it. And if you notice that your mind wants to wander away, well, that's natural. Minds do wander. Human minds like to think about things. But right now, we're practicing being mindful and being in this moment. So if you notice that your mind has wandered away, just gently congratulate yourself for noticing what your mind is doing, and then gently lead your mind back to focusing once more on every in-breath and every out-breath. Because whatever else may be going on, right here, right now, nothing else matters except just this breath coming in, just this breath going out. This is your time. This is your time to be generous to yourself and enjoy it. It's sometimes very hard to be in a mindset that puts yourself first, because that can be seen as selfish. And if that thought comes across your mind, I just want you to repeat to yourself, self-care is never selfish. Be generous to yourself. And to help you be generous and loving to yourself, I want you to repeat with me a few mantras. May I be well. May I be happy. May I love and be loved. May I be at peace. Gently recite those mantras to yourself. Notice any resistance that you have to those mantras. Maybe try to understand why you have resistance. Focus on the area around your heart and focus on finding feelings of love and compassion. And then once again repeat those mantras. May I be well. May I be happy. May I love and be loved. May I be at peace. If you like, as you say each mantra, imagine each word falling into the area of your heart, filling your heart with those good feelings and good thoughts about yourself. May I be well. May I be happy. May I love and be loved. May I be at peace. Can you imagine any resistance you feel to those words? And maybe imagine that resistance is just like a bale of hay. And as you lean into it, it just gives way. Maybe it starts to break. May I be well. May I be happy. May I love and be loved. May I be at peace. Now, focusing on the love and compassion that you found in the area of your heart. As you breathe, can you imagine that love and compassion spreading through your body? So you touch the whole of your body with those feelings of love and compassion, especially any bits of you that are hurting. Just take 3 or 4 gentle, easy breaths and imagine those feelings of love and compassion spreading out from the area of your heart to fill every single cell in your body, from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes. And then extend your awareness to the whole of your body. Notice that it's filled with that loving, compassionate feeling, and notice how good that feels. Then bring your awareness back once more to your breath. You can use your breath as an anchor to help you anchor yourself into what's going on right here, right now. And maybe you can use your breath as an anchor to help you recall this feeling of love and compassion that you have for yourself. And that's the most generous thing that anyone can do for themselves. So it's time to bring yourself back to normal awareness. Allow your awareness to spread out quite gently so that first of all you become aware of where your body is, and then become aware of the room, any sounds from inside or outside the room. And then if your eyes were closed, open them again and bring yourself back to normal awareness, but don't rush off. Give yourself a moment to make sure that you are fully back. And use that moment just to remind yourself that you can take this good feeling through the rest of the day, or you can find this good feeling anytime you need it, simply by focusing on your breath. And I hope it feels good that you've allowed yourself time to be generous to yourself, to remind yourself that you are worth it. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we will be back next week. Namaste.